Hi everyone, this is our teen book segment for Read Woke. Each episode will focus on 3 great books. Reading diversely helps to expand your mind and your heart. Thanks for joining us today. Clap When You Land is a beautiful novel in verse told from 2 different perspectives. Written by Elizabeth Acevedo, author of With the Fire on High and The Poet X, this novel explores the complex emotions of grief and love. Camino Rios lives her life in the Dominican Republic, where she anxiously awaits her father's return during the summer months. Her life is full, but her father's absence is keenly felt when he is away. Yahaira Rios lives in New York, where she deals with the tough question of identity and heritage. Although our protagonists grow up in completely different worlds, they share a deep connection that is only found out when tragedy strikes. Clap When You Land is a lovely book that is rich with culture and family. Its characters are the stars, and the readers are swiftly pulled into their orbit. For me, the emotions of this title are felt even deeper because it is told in verse. Let's talk about Elizabeth Acevedo and how amazing she is. Acevedo has written a few books, most notably the ones that we talked about earlier. Clap When You Land is her most recent work. She has won numerous awards, including the National Book Award. Why is this considered reading woke? We have main characters of color. It's partially set in the Dominican Republic. We have a diverse author, and it's an own voice novel, which means the characters share something with the author, in this case, Acevedo's heritage. Our next title is We Are Not From Here. We Are Not From Here is the harrowing story of an escape and fresh starts. Written by Jenny Torres Sanchez, this novel offers a heartbreaking look at what it means to be free and how hard people are willing to fight for that freedom. Polga, Pequeña, and Chico are 3 teens growing up in dark situations in Guatemala. As their circumstances become more dire, they form a plan to escape to the United States, leaving behind almost certain death. The trip is not free of hardship, and in fact, many don't survive. This novel takes the reader on the same road they travel, and with every painful twist and heartbreaking turn. Spoiler alert, this is not a happy story, though it does have moments of joy. This is a very difficult read, but it is so important. The hardships that these young people face isn't an isolated event. It is something that happens every day so that people can experience basic human rights. Reading this from the relative comfort of our homes in the United States should be a wake-up call. The reason why Torres Sanchez started writing, though, is a little bit happier. She used to teach high school. Seeing her students reading inspired her to write her own words for them. And what words they are. Why is this reading woke? We have main characters of color. It's set in Guatemala and Mexico, and it explores cultural experiences unlike any other. Our last book today is written by Taylor K. Mejia. It's called We Set the Dark on Fire. This is the first in a fantasy duology that explores gender roles and caste systems. In the Medio School for Girls, young women are placed in households when they graduate as either a primera or a segunda. Their future depends on doing well in school. Only the best students are placed in high-ranking families. A primera handles the political and business side of the family, and a segunda raises the children and has a relationship with their husband. This is obviously a dystopian fantasy, just in case you were concerned. Anyway, the main character, Daniela, has secrets to keep, and once she is placed in one of the highest households as a primera, it only gets more difficult. Not to mention the rebellions, cloak and dagger politics, and the trouble that she has with her husband's segunda, Carmen. Through this problematic society, We Set the Dark on Fire is quite the ride. Not only does it break down barriers by having a fantasy protagonist of color, it also gives us a homosexual protagonist. It is a true dystopian. Taking down the government, of course, is top priority, but there is some romance mixed in. The best part of this book is if you like it, the sequel is already out, and it's a duology, so you don't have to wait for more. Keep a lookout for We Unleash the Merciless Storm. Mejia's books are well decorated with accolades and praise. She works hard to be a voice for marginalized populations. Although she mostly has focused on writing for teens, She's recently taken up writing for middle grade readers as well. Why is this reading woke? We have main characters of color, LGBTQIA+ representation in main characters, cultural references in a fantasy setting, and a general sense of fighting the patriarchy, women power. Well, that's it for today. Want to join the conversation? Connect with us on Facebook. Let us know what books you're reading that are woke in the comments.